Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Win the Week with Coach Sheréa VéJauan. We are starting at 7:30, just another minute. All right, everybody. Welcome to Strategic Sundays with Coach Sheréa VéJauan, here to help you plan your week. So, are you feeling overwhelmed and unprepared? I am here to help you get prepared. So again, welcome to Strategic Sundays. I am Coach Sheréa VéJauan. I help individuals achieve their dreams through the power of goal setting by utilizing my yearly goals journal and joining our exclusive monthly membership program. I am also a certified trainer with the John C. Maxwell team. I'm a certified DISC analyst for John Maxwell, mom of 3 adult children, and wife of over 32 years, co-founder of the Goal Setters Club. So it's safe to say that you are in the right hands. The goal today is to get most out of your week by planning in advance, to stay on task with the life goals that you set for yourself. You know, January, when January happened and you said we were going to do all this stuff, this was new year, new me, this was our year. So I'm here to help you stay on track with that, to remind you what you said that you wanted in January. I'm creating a consistent routine that will help you get more done throughout the week, to keep you accountable each week by setting aside a specific time to plan, which is today or Saturday mornings, providing the resources and tools you need to plan a successful week, and to make sure that you plan ahead for holidays and birthdays and special occasions. But ultimately, the ultimate goal is to reclaim your time so you can show up better in the world and have more time to focus on what truly matters, which is you, your life, your passions, and your purpose, why you were put here on this earth, what you were put here on this earth to do. And if you don't have time to do it, we all miss out on the opportunity to share your gift. So we want to set and achieve your goals, have time to pursue your dreams, and live out your purpose. So that is the ultimate goal. So before we begin, make sure you have your materials ready, you downloaded your toolkit, you're in the right setting, you have your candles if you need that. I have my candles on, your candles, your water, your coffee. And then hopefully after this session, you have an opportunity to sit down a little bit longer and go through some of the exercises in a more deeper way. Okay. So with me, it'll be about 30 minutes. And then you want to block out another hour to an hour and a half to, go deeper into like your meal planning and stuff like that. All right. So let's get ready. Let's go. There is a quote: repetition is the key to forming new habits. So each week you're here with me, you're going to notice we repeat the same core information. Every week I try to add something new or updates or specifics, but essentially we kind of follow the same formula. So hopefully you have your workbooks out, you have your planner out, and you're planning with me. And so the goal is to try to establish a regular time and space to plan your upcoming week. Okay, so we'll be using the 2024 daily planner. You can, if you don't have that, it's not too late to get it. Go ahead and scan that QR code, and it's a download, so it downloads right away. You can also upload it to your GoodNotes if you have iPad. that's a really, really good resource. And then after the session, especially if you're a part of our 1-year success program, you want to have your goals journal, you want to have your planner, you want to have your strategic Sundays planning list. So there's a planning list just to help you remember certain things like, errands you need to run, going to the cleaners if you still go to the cleaners, washing your car. So just things that you might forget that you need to put on your calendar. The whole thing is you don't want the day to run you. You want to make sure you run the day. And of course, there's last minute things that come up. There's, sometimes we get sick. Sometimes the car breaks down. Sometimes there's a last minute activity. That's fine. But other than that, we want to make sure we have control of our day. All right. And so we start with reflection. And so reflection, let me show you the planner real quick. Let's see. So the planner, in your planner, it looks like we start with the reflection worksheet. Then there's space for you to write. We start with our day. It has a place to put this week's goal, your priorities, your personal to-do list, your habit tracker, your number one goal for the day. And then you have a place for your notes. And then a place for your weekly bills, your weekly meal plan. And then I have some ideas on the meal plan. And then your accountability tracker, which is for your goals. And so that's what's in your planner. So we start with reflection. Why should we reflect? Reflection transforms experiences into insight. So by intentionally pausing, we broaden and enrich our thinking. It allows us to refocus on the big picture. Reflection aids in defining our objectives and our goals, and it enables examination of positive, neutral, and negative outcomes of our work. I'm going to change this format. So reflect and expect. So you want to look at last week. What happened last week? What did you, how did you feel last week? Is there something you need to change? Is there something you said yes to that you shouldn't have? Maybe you said no to something that you now regret. Maybe last week went awesome. You want to repeat that. Last week you didn't have energy, or last week you had a lot of energy. So you kind of want to duplicate, eliminate, changing up what you reflect, and then you expect what you want to see happen next week. So I always start with reflection. Last week was a great week for me. I officially, I quit my 9-to-5, and so I had a whole day to work on my business, and it made such a tremendous difference on the amount of things I was able to get done and rest and just kind of focus different. So last week was a great week for me. Let me see what else I wrote down in mine. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, I put that last week was awesome. Oh, I spent time with my daughter. We went on a couple of little Target is the devil. We went to Target a couple of times. We did a little shopping. Worked on cleaning my house. Worked on some cleaning projects. Took some naps. I took some deep naps. Sorry about that, man. So yeah, last week was awesome for me. I'm going to try to repeat that. This week, I'm going into a little more exercise, making sure I'm getting on the treadmill every day. I booked 3 gym events, so looking forward to that. I have a couple of meetings I need to take. I also am auditioning for our church choir, so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be exciting. So I'm expecting a good week. I'm expecting an awesome week. We should all expect good weeks. And so when we plan in advance, the goal is to plan so we have a good week. All right. And so when you download when you download your planner, you can either print in it and write in it, which is what I do, or you can upload it into your Good Notes app. Those of you who carry like your iPad. And then you want to kind of think about what's coming up. You know, this National Volunteer Month. Is there something you can volunteer for this month? There's National Financial Literacy Month. Tax Day, April 15th. Also, Earth Day is April 22nd. Then May, May, we have National Day of Prayer coming up on May 2nd, Mother's Day on May 12th, and then Memorial Day. And so these things you want to plug in now, you want to plug in early. Some of you are going to be off work. Some of you are running your own business. Some of you are going to be going out of town. So you want to set up your budget. Some of you are going to be having guests at your home. So you want to set up your other appointments if you have a house cleaner. And so knowing what's coming up gives you the opportunity to plan in advance. So you're not like, oh, wait, it's Memorial Day. Or you're not planning things on those days. And then I have the fun calendar, the National Day, Celebrate Every Day, which is, we talked about this last week. It's National Pickleball Month. I need to play some pickleball this month in honor of National Pickleball Month. It's National Poetry Month. Those of you who love poetry and spoken word. National Bucket List Day is April 24th. I'm going to put something together for you guys for that day. We'll have like a little fun workshop exercise for National Bucket List Day. All right. And then I have a checklist for those of you who are in you can either screenshot this or those of you who are in my success program. It's kind of a little breakdown of reminders like your self-care. Do you need to do your mani or pedi this week? Or get your hair cut this week? Eyelash appointments. Your cleaning, your laundry, getting birthday gifts or birthday cards. We talked about setting up your birthday calendar. So things like that, you just want to be aware and then plan accordingly this week. So your meal planning. Meal planning is like so big in our house because we cook still. We cook every day. We make our own breakfast most of the time and our lunch and dinners. And so if we don't meal plan properly, we could spend a lot of time in that area. And then we also eat together. And so here's some examples of some meal planning ideas. Like maybe even if you're still cooking, maybe you have themes to your cooking, like Meatless Monday or Taco Tuesday, Crockpot Thursday, Salad Saturday, Celebration Sunday. Celebration Sunday is usually we eat comfort foods, unhealthy, a lot of calorie, put you to sleep food, stick to your ribs. But maybe you don't want that every day. And so you could create themes of your meal plan, and you may not exactly know what you're going to eat, but you're going to around what you're going to eat. So every Tuesday it's going to be tacos, regardless of whether it's shrimp tacos or fish tacos or turkey tacos. You just know it's going to be tacos that day. And then your budget, setting up your budget. So you want to set up your budget for the month, and then you want to look at it during the week. You want to check your automatic, see what's coming out, see what to expect this week. Maybe your food, maybe you're going to the store every week, your gas every week. So making sure you don't run out of money. And then our goal setting. So those of you who are reading your goals journal, which I hope all of you are, your 2024 goals journal, it's available on Amazon. We have a monthly focus. So this month we're focusing on I don't know, my light just changed. We are focusing on our home goals. And so we start the year with our health and fitness goals. In February, we go to relationships. March, we're talking about our money. And then April, we're working on our home goals. And so this week, you always want to review your vision board. I keep my vision board on the wall. And so you want to keep it in a space that you're looking at it, that you're reminded of the goals that you set for yourself in the beginning of the year. Review your routines for the month. And so we have a reading plan for April. And so we are, April 8th through 14th. We are still researching the books, magazines, websites, and support you need to accomplish those goals. So if one of your home goals was to organize the garage, then you are researching books and magazines on garage organization, maybe looking at Pinterest, seeing some ideas, getting ideas. And then next week, we're going to go into writing your affirmations about that. And so go ahead and check if you're part of the Goal Setters Mastermind. The reading plan is there. Now you want to schedule your routines. It's not a calendar, it's a routine. So if your number one goal is to lose weight or be more healthy, you want to incorporate those routines and put that in your time blocking. So Water Wednesday, maybe that's the day you only drink water. Workout Wednesday, that's the day you go work out at the gym. So maybe you're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for your workouts. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you just go ahead and put that in your schedule. Workout Wednesday, fitness Friday, move it Monday, water Wednesday, supplement Saturday. So you're putting in all the stuff that you want for your fitness goals. Now your relationship goals. So if you're working on your marriage, you're doing Marriage Monday, so maybe 6:00 every Monday, you're having a date or you're watching a movie. Family Friday, maybe every Friday at 8:00, the family is watching a movie or going out for dinner. And so you want to put in your routine so hey, these are the routines that I'm going to do to make sure that I'm focused on my family, I'm focused on my relationship, I'm focused on my health. And then for your money, maybe you're saying Saving Saturday or, Budget Wednesday or something like that. Money Monday, Finance Friday. So you want to get your routine calendar set up it's like clockwork for all of your goals. So that way you're staying balanced throughout the year. What are you reading? I know you guys can get sick of me saying I'm a part of 7 book clubs. Yes, I am. And we be reading. We read in the morning. We actually have a live book read where we read first. That starts at 4 a.m. in the morning from 4 to 4:45. And then 4:45, we go on and we talk about what we read. And so if you're not a part of a book club, I highly recommend you find a book club that's fits your personality, that's reading the type of books that you want to read, because there are different book clubs that read different. I only read personal development books. And so right now we're reading, one of my book clubs, we're reading The Pivot Year. We're reading 10X is Easier Than 2X. I have an accountability group. We're reading 100 million offers and $100 million leads, and we're doing the work in those groups, and we meet on Thursdays. For the month of April, the Goal Setters Club, we're reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It's a little small book. It has a lot of tips in there for organizing your home. And then for me, my number one goal is self-love this year. It's just making sure I'm loving on myself and that I'm setting boundaries for myself and I'm clear about what I'm accepting and what I'm not accepting. And so this is a good self-love workbook for women. And then for if you're a part of the Goal Setters Club, we have a 2024 book list. So each month we are reading these books based on the categories that are inside of the Goals Journal. And so set a time to read. Make sure that you have set some time in the week to read something based on the goals that you set for yourself. Let's see. And so now we're going to go into mastering your daily schedule. And let me just look and see if there's any comments. How is the pivot year? The pivot year, to be honest, the pivot year is okay. There are some really good, I think it's over there. There are some really good things inside the pivot year. I personally don't think it's consistent, like the consistency of, like one day could be full of like gems. Like, oh my God, I'm highlighting that. And the next one is like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, the pivot year is good. in this particular book club, we read a page every day. So because it's 365 days, we're just reading one page a day. So it's good. I actually love her book, The Mountain Is You. I think that's a really good book. But yeah, the pivot year is good. All right. So mastering your daily schedule. So time blocking allows you to intentionally schedule your most important tasks. It prevents you from filling your days reactively. So I'm going to show you an example of how I do my time blocking. So my first time block, and this was not always, this has been maybe the last couple of years. My first time block is sleep. I have to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. The goal is 8, but definitely 6. And so because I get up between 3:30 and 4, then I have to go to bed by 9:30 or 10. If I go to bed at 10, that means I need to get up at 4. And so absolutely no exceptions with the sleep. And that's because I'm getting a little older. I don't want the bags under my eyes. I don't want, so sleep is first. And then second is the morning routine. So my morning routine is about 70 minutes. My hygiene, skin routine, prayer, devotional. And then I have an accountability call. Now, normally my accountability call wouldn't be in my time blocking. It would be a time block, and I would put the accountability call in there. But because this accountability call is vital to my day, I make sure that I have this space here. And then work. If you work a full-time job or you work a part-time job, then you want to time block your work in there. So if you work 8:30 to 4:30, you also want to include your drive time. So if you work at 8 and your drive time is 7:30, and then your drive time is 4 to 5, you want to block out that whole time. And then I'm going to talk about that later too. And then my discretionary time is 5 to 9:30. And so from 5 to 9:30, that's when I fit in where I'm working on my business, where I'm making dinner for the family. So all this is flexible. 5 to 9:30, even though I have a specific task that I do from this time. Saturdays, I will just work on my business. Usually I spend that time working on my business, or if I have an event that I'm going to, or a vendor event. Sunday, besides this class, Sunday is family day and Jesus. That's it. So I'm trying to make Sundays only family, dinner, church. And so if I just happen to be at church today and somebody says, hey, do you want to go hang out with us after? Or do you want to do this after? Or there's something happening at church later, then I know that I can do that because I have it set up. Even though it's not necessarily planned, it kind of is. So I want to keep this day for those activities only. And if something comes up, a business event, or I'm out of town or something like that, or my husband is out of town, then I could say, okay, this Sunday I am going to do this, or this Sunday I can do this, but it's not the first priority. The first priority is only family, only Jesus on Sunday. And then consolidating. So you can consolidate. So say like my accountability call is 4:40 to 6:15. I really don't like to do other things because I like to stay focused, but I can get on the treadmill during that time. I can work a little bit during that time. I can eat during that time. I can put the camera on and make my lunch during that time, or make my breakfast. And so you can also think about, like, if you're working and your drive time is 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, that could be your audible time. That'd be the time you're listening to your audible books. And so there are things that you can do. If you're taking a shower and you're doing your morning skin routine, you can also listen to your audible books or do your affirmations. And so you can consolidate during your time blocking. I'm going to see if there's any comments. Sometimes I get to talking and I forget the comments. So let me just look and see if there's comments real quick. Okay. All right. So that's how I do my time blocking. And that's going to be real important because if somebody asks me, when someone asks me if I could do something, I immediately know, okay, well, from this time to this time, I only have from 5:30 to 9:30. Now, if it's something that's related to my business, it's something I feel is important, it's a Wednesday at 3:00, then if I'm working a full-time job, I will get that day off if it's in advance. Okay, I need to take a vacation day, or I need to take this day off, or I need to adjust some things. And so the time blocking helps you. So when something comes up, automatically, I have 5 to 9:30, I'm having dinner with my family. Now I can say, well, I'm having dinner with my family, but if I order food out, or maybe I'll ask my husband to do dinner and I'm going to be late an hour, you just automatically know and you don't overbook yourself. And so this is my personal process that I talked about in the time blocking. I first start with my work schedule, Monday through Friday. So if you have kids, I don't have small kids anymore, but you want to put your kids' events, the recitals, the PTA meetings, that type of stuff. Then I do my personal schedule, friends' birthdays, anniversaries, church events. Now I have an audition tomorrow for the praise team. So if I make it for the praise team, then I need to add in what times are the rehearsals, what days am I singing. So that's a whole nother dynamic to incorporate into my schedule. But since Sundays is Jesus Day, most things are going to be on Sunday, and then there's probably going to be some rehearsals midweek. And so accountability groups, I'm a part of a lot of accountability groups, but I don't make it to all the meetings. Most of the times I have days set aside to look at the replays. And so that Monday through Friday, 5 to 9:30, I'm going through my accountability, doing the replays. If there's a big event or like a conference and I know I have to be there, then I'm scheduling that in. Then I'm building in my routines, my goal routines. So after my schedule is set, I'm building in my routines. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to go to the gym. Maybe I'm going to go to the gym from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. since 5 to 9:30 is my time blocking for my personal self. And then your adjustments. You want to make room for adjustments and changes. Maybe I used to be on a call on Monday nights that now changed to Thursdays. I used to have meetings on Mondays at locally out here where I live, and now I changed those to Tuesdays. And so you want to make time during the week for adjustments. And then again, like we talked about, my Saturdays are for my business all day. And then Saturdays, I'm working on my business, but that's also the time I do my wash my clothes. That's the time I get my outfit set up for the week, my meal prepping, my laundry, we make our water bottles, we make our green drink. So we do that on Saturdays. So Saturday is a day where I'm just prepping for the week to come, if that makes sense. And again, if you don't plan your week, it may seem overwhelming, but you will be overwhelmed anyway. You'll be overwhelmed with last minute things. You'll be overwhelmed with people calling you with things that you haven't planned for. You'll be overwhelmed with spending last minute money because you didn't budget, during the week. So this is an opportunity to take control of your schedule and your schedule not take control of you. And so this is just a sample of the calendars that I have. So I have calendars for every group that I'm in, accountability calendar, my church calendar, my personal calendar. And I have that in my Google Calendar. And I've used everything. I've used Motion, I've used Notion, I've used Asana. For me, I feel like Google is the best. I've paid money for different calendars. So I feel like Google right now is the best for me. And so I have all my calendars here. And then on my phone, every day, I can look at what's coming up, and I have them set up for alerts. And then I have the birthdays here at the top. So these are just how my Google Calendar is set up. And the first thing I put in my calendar is go to sleep, is go to bed and wake up, because I have to. And My phone alerts me, especially when I'm on the computer. It'll alert me 15 minutes and it'll say, go to bed. And it's so funny because it'll be like, go to bed. I'm like, okay, I will. So after you've done that, you got your calendar, you got your work calendar, you got your school calendar, you got your church calendar, you got your business calendar, you got your laundry, you got your meal prep, you got all this stuff. You know what you have to do. And now you're like, oh my God, I don't have time. So here's where you're going to streamline and delegate. You want to see what can you automate, what can you delegate, what can you consolidate, and what do you just need to eliminate altogether. Thankfully now for us, well, I would say us ladies, but guys too, there's a lot of shopping now. You know, you have Instacart where someone can shop for you. You have delivery services where they deliver for you. You can get a housekeeper to help you with housekeeping. Maybe for your business, you can get a VA, someone to help you do your social media so you're not doing that. Me personally, right now at this stage, not later, you know, we've had housekeepers before, and my husband is not feeling that right now. So we don't want right now just having other people in our home. So we are the cleaners. But if we hire somebody to clean, and we kind of looked at it again, we had live-in housekeepers. And now that, you know, our kids are older, we don't need that, but maybe having somebody come in once a month and help us with some of the main stuff. So we've been talking about that. And I've been asking other people about that. So that might be an option to have somebody come in once a month to help us with the cleaning. But for right now, we're just, you know, we just do things a little different right now. So that's not an option for us, but that's something we can consider. And that would take off a lot of hours of us cleaning ourselves. We could eat out more instead of cooking every night. But, you know, I like my own food. I like the way I cook my food. I like my food hot. I like good service. And so depending on, you have to see, maybe there's things you can eliminate. Maybe there's some things you can automate. Maybe you can get better and faster at what it is that you do, right? So I do know there's more options for me, but I'm not really ready to deal with those options right now. All right, let me check the, so here's some resources. Of course, I have the 2024 daily planner. I know people don't like to buy a planner after January, but it's not that expensive. You can get the download, click the download, and upload into your Good Notes or print it out because we're still in the year. You still need a calendar. What else here? So your resources inside of your planner, you do have the worksheet that I showed you where you're able to start with your reflection. There's a place to put those things that we talked about. There's a place for your birthday calendars and anniversary calendars to fill that out. These are just some of my tips that I have for birthdays. What I love about the Facebook app, you can have that Facebook app incorporated into your Google Calendar. And then right at the top of my Google Calendar, it'll remind me, like yesterday, it reminds me of whose birthdays they are. And because I know these people personally, I'm able to email them or text them or call them and say happy birthday. And you can also send gifts now. You know, you can send gifts. You don't have to automatically just text people. And, you know, so here's some tips for birthdays. Buy your birthday cards, gift cards, and bags in advance. Buy small gifts in advance, like Starbucks gift cards. Again, pay attention to the Facebook birthday notifications. It's an opportunity to, you know, check in with people you haven't checked in with in a long time. And make sure you set your budget. I actually have a birthday budget inside of my monthly budget. So if someone's birthday comes up, I have a certain amount already prepared for that. I also have a giving budget. So every month I have a certain amount. So if someone says, oh, my kids are selling candy, even though I may not eat that candy, I already have a budget. So I'm saying yes right away. Okay, here's $5, here's $10. I already have a budget for that. Next. And then we have a book club on Amazon. So right this month, we're reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I'm going to put a QR code there next time so you can go to it. So I realize I need to do that. But we have a yearly list of books that we read. I select them in the beginning of the year, and we kind of go through that. All right. And so if you need to get the 2024 daily planner and the goals journal, they come together as a duo. It's very inexpensive. Go ahead and scan that QR code. And then if you want to be a part of our yearly yearly success program, it's called the 1 Year Success Program. Go ahead and click that QR code also. And most of our courses are included in that. So we have a lot of courses that will help you reach your goals this year. And thank you. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Sunday. It is 8:05. It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. That's one of my favorite quotes. It was not raining when he built the ark. He looked crazy out there preparing for what was to come, for what people didn't see. But that's the best time to plan. Plan now while still dry. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me see if there's any. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Let me see. Comments. Yes. So let's see. So for the Google Calendar, what I used to use for the Google Calendar was Cozi, Cozi. I really love that calendar. I think maybe they didn't have the support that they needed for that app, and then you have all the bigger apps like Google and stuff like that. But I really love the Cozi app, the Cozi, because what I used to do, and we used to use that as a family when my girls were younger, not small but younger, so they were like 10, 12. The Cozi app, everybody had their own, and they had their own color, and so they would log in and put their own calendar. So my husband would put his work schedule, just like I did mine. He would put his calendar in there. My daughters would put their games in there, and then their recitals. So I didn't have to go to everybody saying, what do you have? What do you have? So when they put that into the Cozi calendar, it created a family calendar, and it was color coded, and I would print it out and put it on the refrigerator. So I really like the Cozi app. I know I keep saying it. So I use the Google Calendar. It's good for now. But let's see. So yeah, the housekeeper. I had a friend who has a housekeeper. He likes her. She does really good, but she doesn't speak English, and I forgot she's Spanish, but it's a different type of Spanish. She said she's not even halfway understanding. And so I don't know, that might be an option. I know I need somebody. I know I need somebody, because it's just getting to a whole nother level. It's all right. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this Sunday. I'm here every Sunday from 7:30 to 8. The goal is to help you set up your week, plan your week. So that way you have time for your purpose. You have time for your goals. You have time for yourself. You have time for self-care. You have time to balance. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys have any questions, looking at the chat, I'm going to go ahead and log out. And thank you. Let Kids Play Podcast Playhouse, the Activity Playhouse. Thanks for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, you can ask them in this bottom of this video. All right. You guys have a great Sunday. I will see you later, and I'll let you know how I did on that audition. Bye, you guys.